Let's go to Washington, D.C. now, because joining us is a man who knows all about American politics, having spent so much time here, Cameron Stewart from The Australian. It's good to see you, Cam. So here we are again. We had predicted that Donald Trump would win, but gee, I tell you what, the size of it was truly staggering in the end. What did you make of it?
It really was, wasn't it, Pete? Look, I mean, I guess it was because all the 7 swing states were line ball as far as the polls were concerned. If the polls were underestimating Trump, they would do so to a degree uniformly. So I think that's why you've seen this sort of domino effect, if you like, Trump taking them all. But it's been a remarkable victory. It's absolutely, without a doubt, his biggest political win of his life because, you know, so many people wrote him off just 2 years ago, and here he is back as the president-elect.
Yeah. So would you put it more towards the strength of Trump and the Republicans or the abject failure of Kamala Harris and the Democrats?
Well, I put it a bit of both, to the extent that Trump campaigned well on the 2 big weaknesses the Democrats had. I mean, certainly talking to people around America, as I have, as you have, what really killed the Democrats more than anything was inflation, was price rises, the cost of living, Americans not forgiving Harris and Biden for the fact their coffee price doubled over 3 years, gas prices, etc. They just, even though inflation is now low, they just couldn't forgive the administration for that. They also couldn't forgive them for the border, you know, the flooding of the border, very poor, weak policies for 3.5 years. So look, constantly they were the 2 issues. But on the other side, I actually attribute more blame to Joe Biden than Kamala Harris. I think what Biden did in misjudging his own ability to do a second term was he completely compromised any chance the Democrats had against Donald Trump. I mean, he should have stood down after 1 term. He should have said that. In doing what he did, leaving at that point in time, he basically, Harris was catapulted into the job without having proper preparation, without going through a proper primary process, and without really even knowing her policies properly. So look, I think she was dealt a very bad hand. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that she would have defeated Trump anyway, but absolutely Joe Biden deserves a lot of blame, I think, for what's happened to the Democrats.
Yeah, and I thought an absolutely vanilla pick when it comes to VP. Tim Walz was just not featuring anywhere in the end. Hey, Cam, we'll have to leave it there, but appreciate it. It's always good to talk to you. And, of course, folks, you can catch Cam Stewart's always excellent coverage in The Australian. It's there today. Cam, thank you. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll send it back to Sydney now with Kenny.